find it fascinating. I was looking in Christian's room towards the end of the film, and there's a poster on his wall for the Chronicles of Riddick. And I was wondering what the choice was there, and is that something that he liked growing up, and do you know his movie taste?
No, I mean, that was something, there was a sort of limited discussion with the sort of art department about what would be up there, and they ran some stuff by me, and some stuff I just thought would be kind of funny to get up there. There's also a film that's made by Universal, so there's that sort of, and the timing was right, so that sort of played into it a little bit as well.
And there's also a UFC poster where they have your mom's picture. I was just wondering, like, does that mean that Christian is like into UFC, or is like?
I think that was, Foley had a real thing about wanting Christian to come across as a little bit tougher. He wanted physically to be a bit more imposing in this movie, and to show that he could sort of handle himself, and it was a bit rough. So the idea that maybe he was into like ultimate fighting made sense to him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I just recently got married in October, and this is something that I find interesting because, like, even if I hug somebody, I want to go home and say, Lauren, I hugged a girl today. It's okay. I was wondering, like, when you have to do a movie like this and you're married, and you have to shoot scenes like that, is that something you like? Do you have a discussion? Do you say, I have to shoot these scenes? I mean, I can't imagine what that's like.
I mean, there's a wee bit of that, but to be honest, like, my wife used to be an actress, so she kind of knows the score, and she knows it's just work, and you know, it's a strange way to spend a day, but it is all make believe, so it's kind of like fine. And if I just think it's a massive benefit that although she's out of that game now, that she used to do that, so she just has a total understanding of it all. So it's kind of fine.
Cool. Now I gotta say, you and I think could be best friends. You're rocking the chucks. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I saw you on Conan O'Brien saying you like the 4x4 at In-N-Out. So
yeah, do you do that?
I've not had the 4x4. I've only done the double. What do you get on the 4x4? Do you get like lettuce, cheese? What do you get?
You get everything. It's not on a menu. No, I was told about it one of my first early experiences of LA, and I was always just driving around trying to get a job and not really succeeding, and so I spent a lot of time, queuing up in In-N-Out lines, and someone from here lived here a long time. I was like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm gonna get a double, and I was like, fuck, I'm actually starving, I might get 2, and he was like, why don't you just get the 4x4? And so that's how. So I can't even remember who it was, but someone introduced me to it, and it's 4 patties, I think, and it's 3 pieces of like bun, and then all the other stuff that goes in there.
I'm going tonight.
It's amazing, man. I mean, it is hardcore, but it's great.
I was doing some research in regards to like the movie and the production when you were cast for the film, and I saw a story about the idea that in contracts you can limit what nudity is shown in a film, and I was wondering like how that becomes. How do you word that? Is it like you can show certain things, you block certain things? How does that work when you put that in a contract? I can't imagine what that wording looks like.
You'd rather my lawyer was sat in front of you right now, because he is the person who deals with all of that. I just sort of give it a quick glance. He explains it to me in layman's terms, and I sign it.
Yeah, you're like, okay, not going to show this, not going to show that.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you've done television, and what I find interesting is on television you get to expand a character over multiple episodes. But within this film, you shot both 2 and 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, emotionally, could you compare and contrast the difference of jumping from second movie to a third movie in one day? And do you remember a scene specifically you shot in 3 that you also had to shoot in 2 in the same day?
Yeah, there was lots of days like that. I can't specific what scenes it was, but there were lots of days like that. And actually for me, I think Dakota would admit this herself, it was more jarring for her because she's never done television before, and I've done a fair bit of it, and something like The Fall in the first series, we would have days where we'd shoot scenes from all 5 episodes, and a lot happens in those 5 hours of television.
Your arc is crazy.
It's crazy. So I think I'm a little bit better at getting used to where your head's at, but you just have to be constantly sort of reminding yourself of where you are. It's tricky, but it's just one of those things that it financially makes sense to not have to go back to some location 3 months later when you could just shoot it on the day, but it's kind of fine.
Well, sir, you are awesome. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for talking to me.